Up to the 30, the 20, 10, 5. Torrey Horton back to the end zone.
48-yard play. Guess who? Bonnie up the middle, making another move to the outside. 15, 10, end zone again.
Keeps it. Nice move by Brown. He's got space. He's got 6. 35-yard touchdown for Byron Brown. A record-setting night for the South Florida quarterback.
Third down so far. A little bit of a high snap. Genty right up the middle. Genty has room. Ashton Genty. Give him 6.
Second and long. Lagar tries to pin it in. Runnels. It does. Runnels stays up. The Suns offense 4-3 wheels. Incredible effort for Runnels.
The G5 Hive. All G5, all the time.
Welcome to the G5 Hive Live, and we are excited to bring you another G5 college football coverage week that you love each and every week. I butchered that. It's been a long day. It has been a week for this Monday, but I am Luke. I am joined by my co-host, Justice. If you're watching us on YouTube, please hit that like and subscribe button. And if you're watching us on X, please give us a follow, a like, or retweet. And if you're listening to us in podcast form, please rate and review. Well, let's get into week 4. So we've got some good matchups here. We've got Marshall at Ohio State. We get to see a little bit more of that Marshall offense. I'm not so sure that we'll get to see what it normally is. Ohio State has been looking really good, even against teams that they should beat. So won't spend too much time on that. Charlotte at Indiana, Saturday, noon Eastern. Again, Charlotte going to be down maybe 2 quarterbacks. Indiana looking pretty good. They did pull out a Big Ten win last week, so I anticipate Indiana pulls this one out. And then we've got James Madison at North Carolina at noon Eastern. I anticipate North Carolina will win this, but there's up and downs there with North Carolina. JMU, again, maybe another disappointing team that I thought they would just have a little bit more offensive firepower this year. Like, I get they haven't, like, they lost their whole team to Indiana. They got a new coaching staff comes in. But I just kind of expected a little bit more from JMU this year.
JMU's coming off a bye week, right? It'll be interesting to see if they make any changes and try to get that offense playing better here against the Tar Heels. I mean, it's we highlight it because I feel like it has some potential to be a G5 win. But you know, James Madison kind of was a Jekyll and Hyde, right? They played pretty good week 1. And then they didn't, even though they won week 2, they didn't play so great. And so it'd be interesting to kind of see what adjustments they made with that bye week and how they look against North Carolina, who, you know, it's the Omari and Hampton show, right? And so we'll see what JMU has for the Tar Heels on Saturday.
And then we've got Ohio at Kentucky at 12:45 p.m. Eastern. Kentucky almost gets a big win against Georgia. Ohio's going to have a tough one here with Kentucky, but maybe Kentucky comes off like, hey, look at what we can do. Maybe, you know, some people are just hurting a little bit more. Yeah, you have a little letdown, and maybe Ohio's able to pull one out in this one because Ohio's been playing pretty good, and they've been throwing the ball pretty well and obviously running it really well. They've got, I think, statistically speaking, like, one of the better running backs in all of college football right now.
Yep.
So we
got
Kentucky
Arkansas offense does not look great.
And then you got Arkansas State goes to Iowa State Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern. Again, maybe we see Timmy McClain here at Iowa State. I don't really know what to make of Iowa State. I haven't got other than the Iowa State game, it's going to be a tough battle. Hopefully you get maybe some broken plays, get them deep. But I mean, I could see Arkansas State pulling this one out. It's going to be hard to go into Ames and win, though.
It is. But like I said, I think to me, it's possible. Maybe they can rekindle that magic they had there towards the end of that Michigan game.
And then we've got Virginia at Coastal Carolina, Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern. This one I really like. Virginia, a tough team, but Coastal Carolina have been playing pretty well, finding ways to win. It hasn't always been pretty, but they're figuring it out. So, give them a chance. You go home.
Yeah, it's
You
at
got
home at Myrtle
Virginia
Beach.
coming in. So, yeah, I like their chances. And then Miami of Ohio at Notre Dame. Notre Dame looked a lot different last week, putting foot in there to Purdue, made Purdue look real bad. Maybe Purdue's worse than I anticipate there in the Big Ten, but Miami of Ohio put up a fight there with Northwestern in what was that, week 1, week 2? Trying to remember the bye weeks. I think week 1.
Yeah.
Miami can throw the ball around the yard. Brett Gabbert, an experienced quarterback. I think, you go to Notre Dame. Notre Dame, maybe I wouldn't think they'd have a letdown because they've already
Could be
been
their second loss to the MAC, though.
That could be, and if there is a quarterback that could pull it off, Brett Gabbert, all that experience might be the one.
Good defense too for Miami, Iowa.
Absolutely. Then you've got Kent State at Penn State. Kent State has not been looking good this year, so I anticipate a nice win there for Penn State. Saturday at 3:30 p.m. Eastern. We've got Duke at Middle Tennessee, Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern. That could be interesting just because of how Duke has been playing. I anticipate them winning, but maybe that one's one that looks closer on paper.
Yeah, that could be a sneaky potential there for a G5 win for Middle Tennessee, right?
Yeah,
kind of like the Georgia State Vanderbilt game of last week. Middle Tennessee could beat Duke for sure.
Yeah, if they can get the red zone situations figured out. And then we've got Miami at South Florida, Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern. South Florida played Alabama really well. So we'll see how Miami looks. This will be an interesting game because a lot of people think, Miami is back. Their schedule is not that difficult. So that's what makes it look like Miami's back. Cam Ward doing pretty well, but that run game a little iffy there. So, I think Miami is going to have to lean on the passing game, but we'll see what the Bulls have in store for Miami. It's a home game for South Florida, but Miami, not that far from Tampa.
Not that far away, yeah.
It'll probably be maybe more of a home game for Miami because, they're showing out, so they'll probably get fans to show up. Then you've got Akron.
I'm interested to see kind of how that South Florida offense looks against that Miami defense.
You've got Akron at South Carolina. Saturday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. I anticipate South Carolina to handle their business. The quarterback did get hurt in this one, so maybe they'll be on their backup quarterback. I don't know if it'll really matter. We've got Bowling Green at Texas A&M. This could be a sneaky one. Texas A&M, their quarterback,
Connor Wegman.
He was out last week. We'll see how this offense looks. But Bowling Green gave Penn State a run for their money, and I would say that Penn State is better than.
So
I would say Penn State is better than Texas A&M right now in a neutral field. Saturday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. That could be a sneaky one. Georgia Southern at Ole Miss. Ole Miss. Saturday at 7:45. Yeah, I anticipate them to handle their business. And then we've got UL Monroe at Texas. UL Monroe has looked surprisingly pretty good this year. Based off the teams but it's Texas. We'll see what Arch Manning looks like here in this one. But that one is at 8 p.m. Eastern. Going back and looking at them, okay, we kind of we think there's a really good potential for there to be 3 G5 over P4 wins. What do you
There
think?
is. I don't feel as good as I did last week about making a prediction. I think at the end of the day, if we had one, I'd be happy.
I think we won. I think
two would be two. I'd be ecstatic, but I don't feel as confident about that as I did last week.
All right, now let's get into our G5 matchups, and we have South Alabama at App State Thursday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. I am excited for this one. Alabama, App State. App State not playing super great. 2-1 at South Alabama, playing pretty good. Should have maybe beat. I mean, I think they should have beat Ohio, but they're sitting at 1-2. We'll see what Gio's got for this App State defense. We'll see if this App State defense can respond. And Joey Aguilar been throwing the ball around pretty well so far. Just needed Caden Robinson touchdown is what we need. Maybe this is the week that
he's
we
doing
get
everything but getting the touchdowns. You're right.
And then we've got San Jose State at Washington State Friday. I guess Washington State are they P4?
I don't know what they are, but I consider them G5, right? That's what we consider them. At least for the purposes of this graphic, they're not a P4, right? They're kind of in no man's land. But yeah, this is a matchup that like I'm excited to see because this to me has like high scoring written all over.
Yeah,
right?
I don't know what the over under in this one is, but I can see the over hitting.
Lots of offense. I would think in this game.
I would think I would assume that Billy Tuesday, look this up if you're still here. Like, I don't know. I'm setting the over under at like 60.5. Like,
I think higher than that. I bet you it's higher. Okay. I bet you it's close to the 68 or 60, something like that.
Because I think it's gonna be a good one. Tulane at Louisiana, noon Eastern. Let's see if Tulane can get things going. It doesn't really matter who Makai Hughes plays. He balls out. He is going to be a great player at the next, or maybe not great. He's going to be a good player at the next level, balling out each week. Then we've got Memphis at Navy.
You're closer than me. It's the over under is 55.5. That seems low. Like I'd be pounding that over.
Yeah, that seems incredibly low. Yeah, I would take that over for sure. Then we've got Memphis at Navy. Memphis. We'll see what this one looks like. Navy obviously runs the ball quite a bit. We'll see how many opportunities Memphis gets, but they're going to have to score touchdowns when they get them because I don't think they're going to get the ball a whole bunch in this one. Time of possession here for Navy.
Going back to that Tulane, Louisiana game, I think like this is kind of like the game like Louisiana has to kind of prove themselves, right? That's kind of what I feel like. They've won, but we've questioned like how good are they really this year. This is the game. Like to me, this is a game like you would circle and say, hey, like this is kind of this is going to kind of tell you a lot about how good Louisiana really is.
And then we've got East Carolina at Liberty, Saturday 6 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to go ahead and say that East Carolina
beats them,
gets the win. I think Liberty's been playing with their food too much, and I think this is East Carolina is able to pull this one out.
I mean, East Carolina's the best team they will have played to date. I
don't feel great about it, but Jake Garcia throws the ball around. I mean, he puts the ball in danger, but
they got to minimize those turnovers. Absolutely, they can't throw 4 interceptions and win again.
If
they're not playing Old Dominion this week, they're playing Liberty.
If he can connect on a couple, this might be one that East Carolina is able to pull one out because that defense is good and that Liberty offense has been struggling. So maybe this is a low-scoring game, and East Carolina pulls one out. Then we've got New Mexico State at Sam Houston, Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern. I think Sam Houston rolls. They continue doing what they've been doing. It seems like you want to see something. You want to say something about
New Mexico State
Houston Bearcats? You want to say something about my Bearcats?
I think we're going to see how legit they are, right? Like I said, New Mexico State should have beaten Liberty 2 weeks ago. They play probably it's probably Sam Houston, Western Kentucky are the top 3 teams in Conference USA. So I'm just kind of you can't really compare games, but I'm kind of interested after watching that Liberty game. I'm kind of interested to see how Sam Houston does against New Mexico State here. Like you said, New Mexico State got rolled last week by Fresno State, but they looked okay, and it looked way better than expected against Liberty. But maybe that's just because Liberty. We thought more of Liberty than what they are, but I don't know. I'm just kind of interested to see how Sam Houston does against a common opponent in New Mexico State compared to that Liberty game.
All right, and then we've got Toledo at Western Kentucky, Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern. This one will be a good one. Toledo
Yes.
defense, good as always. Western Kentucky, obviously going to have another new quarterback under center or in shotgun. But we'll see what, if Caden Veltkamp is able to bring back the 2021 Western Kentucky offense that everyone is chasing.
I think that offense is gone, but yeah.
It's gone. But Toledo, obviously, with a great win against an SEC opponent. We'll see how well this team looks against Western Kentucky, but this one will be a good one. And then we got Fresno State at New Mexico, Saturday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. If you have not got a chance to watch, why am I blanking on his name? Quarterback
Devin Dampier.
Devin Dampier. Like, this will be a great game to watch him, Luke Wysong. I would assume that they're going to have to throw to keep up with Fresno State. Mikey Keene, they've got a great passing offense. I think this one will be a good one. But yeah, I'm excited to see what Dampier looks like against this defense.
I think it's going to be a better game than people expect, right? I think people look at New Mexico's record and be like, oh, Fresno State should roll. But New Mexico's had a pretty tough, other than the first game, but they've played two tough opponents in week 3 or week 2 and 3, and so I'm interested to kind of see what they do against Fresno State, and I think this might be a better game than people would expect just looking at the records alone.
The mute button, undefeated. Come back and join us next week as we discuss what happened in week 4, as well as look forward to week 5 of the 2024 season. And as always, we bring you up to date on all the latest news and happenings in the world of the G5 college football. If you're watching us on YouTube, please hit that like and subscribe button. If you're watching us on X, please give us a retweet, a like, and a follow. And if you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, please subscribe and leave those 5-star ratings and review. Thank you all for your support. Until the next time, we are the G5 Hive.